So I was born in 13th of April 1976 in Cambridge, England, to two loving parents into a non-Christian home. At the age of 16, a really close friend called Stephen was killed in a car crash. And I remember early on thinking, wow, I really do not know what tomorrow holds. And in my immature mind thinking, well, I might as well live as if there's no tomorrow then and get as much out of life as I can. And living that kind of lifestyle meant by the age of 26, I remember just feeling just tired of being who I was. I remember being afraid of the future and also scared of dying. And at the time, I was addicted to cocaine, ecstasy, smoking marijuana every day for 10 years, alcohol, just lots of different addictions. And that's when I met Henry around that time at work. And he was the first Christian I'd ever met. He was different from my other friends in that he was really sincere. So if you were speaking and he was asking how you're doing, he genuinely wanted to know. On the 10th of February 2003, he invited me to an outreach event his church were doing. I remember thinking, well, I've got nothing better to do. It was a Monday night. There's food, which is quite important for me. And Henry's invited me, and it actually meant a big deal that it was Henry who was inviting me. I knew he cared for me, so I thought, oh, I've got nothing to lose. So I turned up.
My wife and I, Carla, were in Cambridge to study, and we had been involved in church ministry and felt a calling to do more studies, but also were very committed to church ministry. So as soon as we got there, we got involved in an evangelical Anglican church, and we had been involved there for a number of months and heard about a ministry that was called Christianity Explored. This event took place not in church, but actually in a cafe. And what we did was we rented a floor and had a number of tables. We provided a dinner, and then a speaker gave a talk out of the Gospel of Mark. Carla and I, my wife, we were the table leaders for this particular time, and Andy came with his friend Henry and sat at our table.
As the kind of evening wound down, I was chatting to Joel and Carla about who I was and saying to them, I'll be honest, guys, I'm here as Andy from this financial firm looking like everything's going quite well, but really I am just a lost, frightened boy. I don't want to be me anymore. I want to change and I don't know how to. I've tried my hardest. What can I do? And I remember Carla saying to me, Andy, just ask Jesus into your life. I'm thinking that is cheesy, but I've got nothing to lose. So that night I went home, sat in my bed, still vividly remember it, had the Gospel of Mark and read a couple of chapters and then just kept reading and reading and reading. It was like, this is coming alive. And I remember at midnight thinking, okay, I'm going to pray that prayer now. And I closed my eyes and prayed just for Jesus to come into my life and to forgive me. And I was sorry for my sins. I wanted to live for him now. And at that moment, I just felt this flooding warmth just go through my whole body, this deep feeling of being loved and forgiven and peace.
Well, I think the next week he came to the group again, and he shared that he had prayed and asked Christ into his life, and you could just sense that something had changed, and it was very, very powerful.